banning loads of people. Okay?
Right, hello, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hang on a second. Can we get Leon in the shot? Hang on. Right. Right, hang on. Right, there we go. Change of venue again today. Thank courtesy of my cousin and Claire. So here we go. So Neil and Claire. What are we playing this in with? Leon? Arnie?
Believes it's not Christmas yet.
Oh, it's not Christmas yet. Oh, I'll just play anyway. Right, here we go. A bit of boogie woogie. Wow, we got so much stuff tonight. Fantastic. So pleased to see so many people on here for Christmas. Right, let's go. Who's first this week? Bran. The Dolly Chloe and Bran. Merry Christmas to you. I got a Gwir and Erbyn, a bead from Tog. Hi, Tog. The Mary Lloyd, the oldest tradition I know. Who else that from? Lady Fibblesworth. Jarden. Johnny Nigma. Here we go. It's a cow skull rather than a traditional horse. I just got the picture from Wiki, okay? Much better one. Thank you, Leon. Thank you very much. Right. I'm working on my notebook now, so I haven't got my usual graphics and everything. Oh, hang on. Right, okay. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Johnny Nigma. I'm unsure whether the biblical accounts that good King Wenceslas on the feast of Stephen ate pizza that was deep pan, crisp and even is historically accurate. Excellent. Gary Taylor, how you doing? Merry Christmas and happy always to all of you. Andrew Whelan, right, loads of people on board. Wow, loads of people watching. Fantastic. Season's greeting for independent tropical Merthyr. Hello everyone from BC and Canada. I know they're having a very white Christmas there, very cold. I know Patricia was telling me it's freezing. It's a bit murky and drizzly here in South Wales. Right, hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Auntie Mitchell, right. Michelle Jones, wow, there's loads of people. Right, brilliant. Right, I better crack on. Got so much to squeeze in. Now, I was thinking we could done next week, really, like a New Year's thing. We'll do a review of the year and all that kind of stuff. And I was thinking just how Christmassy do you make tonight and how much do you make it the normal sort of hidden history? And so much has happened this week. Hang on, let's put the microphone near me. It's probably a good idea, isn't it? And then, in particular, we've got some, well, I think it could potentially be quite a big breakthrough, which is from as a coin found in Denmark. And it sees the Danish museums and that a little bit less reluctant to recognise something as being British and from the 6th century. So that's quite exciting. I'll whiz on to that. I've got the boys are off doing Christmassy things now they've done their music. I think Arnie's going to come back in with his violin. We'll have a little bit of Arnie. And Angie's watching the comments there. He's got a serious head on, so look out. Don't cross the boss. Right, so hang on a second now. I need to, where's my presentation gone? Right, so many things. So I'm going to dive straight in there and I try, and I can't see the comments from where I am, so how am I going to respond to the comments? I'm not quite sure at the moment. I think I'll have to jump in and out of the presentations. The only way I can do it, I think. Oh, what's happening, Ange? You okay? Yeah. You're smiling at me, it's lovely, darling, but I can't see the screen. I can't see what you're saying. Do you want to come around here a bit? That'll be good. Right, okay, so there's the Mary Lloyd. Someone said that's the cow's head. Well, that's Wikipedia for you, isn't it? What I have got here is a card from the wonderful John Powell, Mayor of Brecon, who's been taking this Mary Lloyd all over the place, which I'm sure is a horse's head. Is that a rugby song? So, there we go. I've got two computers now. Thank you, Angie. It's okay. You can wander off. I'll do my own looking at the comments and try my best. All right, so there we go. Thank you for that. Now, he's been there doing sterling work. All these rules that came in with COVID made things more difficult, but they're going to have a meeting up at the... what's it say on here? Mr. Councillor John Powell, Mayor John Powell. Yeah, Councillor John Powell, Mayor of Cowbridge, with the Aberhonddu, or the Brecon Mary Lloyd. All right, and they've been all over the place, and Tristan and up to the Rocking Stone, Pontypridd, the Solstice, all kinds of stuff. So I'm hoping to get some reports back on that and show a bit more about it. Prince Maddox sends his regards from America. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, Angie, my hats. I meant to start the show. I forgot. I was supposed to start the show with this. getting to Christmassy feel. Where's the other one? It actually fits me. This one doesn't even fit me, does it? I do have the world's biggest head with corners on it, so hats are quite difficult. So I had this one. Where's the other one? Here he comes. Oh, right, okay. Because of my enormous head, I can't get the beard on. But what I do find, if I put it on backwards, that works. Oh, I got to read jiggle, 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 so you can see me a bit better. There we go. I got producer Neil's coming onto the show now. So there's that one, okay. And then, courtesy of William, thank you for the gifts. And thank you to Pete. I've had cards and presents, and I'm just like overwhelmed by all the wonderful messages of goodwill and love to me and my family, and it's just been great. So one of the things we got, so is this is for Angie. This is New England Patriots. So there we go. So the Boston team, and here's the bigger one. It actually does fit in my head. Oh, hang on, excuse me.
Just cover the logo.
I covered the logo. Oh, you're not supposed to pull that back, are you?
No.
All right, there we go.
Yeah,
So I'm doing a bit of a fashion thing here. Here we are. It's there we go, New England. So it's got the word England on it, and I still put it on there, okay? I don't have hard feelings about things like this. So come the Super Bowl, and I'll get my old Pats top out, which predates Tom Brady. That's long ago since I used to go and watch them play. Right, okay, so thank you very much, William, and the other people who sent me cards and presents. Absolutely overwhelmed. And all the goodwill, all the positivity is great, isn't it? So if you are new to this show, it's a very warm, family-friendly, lots of nice positive energy. No aggressive comments and stuff, and we'll just read those out. And let's ask, and you can have different opinions, that's fine. And ask each other and talk about the points you're making or the bits of information you want to share, rather than who's sharing it and what they look like and who their parents are. And where's my cup of tea gone? Oh, there it is. I've been deserted now, so I'll try and bye Angie. And I'm going to watch it in the other room.
You asked me, you said I couldn't leave.
Well, that's okay. I've got Angie. I'm in the middle of a show here, you know. I'm domestic now. That's going to ruin everything, isn't it? Right, so I've completely forgotten where I was. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try. There's a golden rule in life. If you're digging yourself a hole, the first thing you do is put down the shovel. So I'm going to move on. Right. I don't know much about the Mary Lloyd, so here we go. So thank you. Yes, all these gifts, cards, and the goodwill messages be wonderful. I'm going to pass on loads of messages to Alan Wilson and Baron Blackett. Just put me on full screen a second. So if you want to add some comments, especially probably email me or message me, otherwise our message things will get cluttered. Because I'm going to be recording this show, put it onto DVD and sending it up so they can watch it. They don't do internet, but I can make a DVD for their DVD recorder. So if you want to put some comments in there, that would be great. Sorry to see Patricia. Is it Meyer or Mary? Oh, I don't know. I always call it Mary Lloyd. Maybe it's Meyer. Hello, Ross, Lisa Lawrence's friend. Oh, hello. We chatted on the phone very recently about your Welsh Egyptian book. Yes, hello. How are you, Lisa? Yes, I did do a thing on a conversation last week and pushing the Lay Hunters magazine, which if you could post a link in your comments there, how we can get copies, because I wasn't quite sure. I know I sent a good old-fashioned check. Right, aha! Now then, first thing. Sorry, I popped upstairs and I come back down and everything's been tidied up. Oh, I can't move the screen because it moves the camera. The King Arthur Conspiracy book. Oh, I think I left it upstairs. Right, okay, well, you all know the book, King Arthur Conspiracy. Absolutely brilliant. One of the latest books by Wilson and Blackett. It's probably about 10, 11 years old. But it's very strange because I'm not sure how many copies they had printed. I think it's probably about 3,000. But very difficult to trace any of them. Hardly anyone's got a copy. And it's absolutely brilliant. Where the Druids come from. I would say that's one of the things we've been talking about this week. Question here from Ryan Adler. It seems to be a British Welsh thing. And I'm very curious. It's got the connection between the word Bardism and Buddhism. Hello. So I'm being interrupted here. There's a show going on. This is live. You didn't know this is live.
Yeah, I know. Good told that you need to bring your screen back a bit because it's too big in the picture.
Oh, you want to go back a bit? Right, okay. I'm going to show more of the backdrop. There we go. Look. Okay. Stuff, you know. What's his... I can't continue now. Is that all right? Okay, thank you. This is what happened. You have a Virgo producer on the show. Not you. No, I wasn't referring to you. It's okay. Right, okay. Yes, crowdfunding. This is what I'm going to do. Kickstarter crowdfunding. Thank you. Crowdfunk. Thank you, Sherry, and thank you, Mark Manning. You left a comment about this last week. I moved the camera back. Yeah. Right, okay. Right, okay. The cameraman's on the case now. I've been directed. I've never been directed before.
Big enough already, mate.
Yeah? The head's big enough without going that close to the camera. Thank you. That's what family's for, isn't it, eh? Right. Thank you for bringing the book. This book, King Arthur Conspiracy, a very light touch from Grant Barclay, and it'll be re-going on as a Wilson and Blackett, republishing it. And if you look, this book is huge, okay? And I've got to be even careful how I hold this, because what you find is like the bindings just come apart. And I'd like to know what happened to the first 3,000. I'm very suspicious, really, in a way, because someone called Craig, thank you, Craig, I hope you're well. I haven't heard from you for ages. And I do get worried. You weren't in the best of health last time I saw you. Craig's the one, Craig Walters, who found or first identified the Lion's Stone and contributed to that book. He told me all about it. We had some great chats. It's been a while. And he found me this copy somewhere on eBay or something and gave it to me. That's how difficult it is to get copies. But they're so big, the bindings fall apart. And also, we want to include indexes so you can find things, and appendixes at the back, maybe some more pictures. So it's going to be 2 volumes. And the first half of the book, which you might have seen, I've started doing these little 7-minute videos. I'm going to do more of them. It's not if I go to the Broadstock house and I drink it. No, I'm sober today. I think I could have had a drink. Yeah, if my cousin is watching, he could pour something for me and get me through this. So there's... Never take life too seriously. It's 2 volumes, and it works out... It splits beautifully. Almost exactly in half, because you got the first roughly 10 chapters, if you know the book, which are all about... the history. You got like Brutus, migrations, things like the Romans, and that's overrated. All about Hittites. Then you go about Coelbren, Etruscan. There's the migration maps. So it's all these kind of things. Oh, if you are new to the channel, sorry I've dived in. But what we look at is a history which doesn't seem to get covered in schools anymore or anywhere else, mainstream media, even though before about 1700 isn't all the history books. It seems to check out. There's tons of references, ancient stones and place names and documents. Anyway, so there's all that kind of stuff is absolutely gold, dynamite. So the stuff I've been little videos done like about bardism, I do lots more from there. That's the first half, volume 1, right? Second half, volume 2, then is really you buy this book to find out about Maddox migration and the Welsh migration to America in the 6th century. And once you get to page 290 something, I think it is, yes, you finally get to it. That's when it starts getting talked about. Yeah, there we go. Page, not even 277, it's 290 something. Been reading this book a lot. There we go. Yeah, 291. This is when we finally start getting to the migration to America. And then there's all the stuff about the caves, and they can read the cave inscriptions in America, all about the evidence that side. And if you look, it works out amazingly well, really. It's about half and half. So it's 2 volumes. I'm not even sure if the printers we use can do a book this thick. So it's going to be much better. And also, both have indexes. And if you're looking for certain things, it'd be an easier read. So I think one of the problems is, I know I'd forgotten. I read this book all the way through a couple of years ago, probably. And a lot of it you kind of glance through because it's such a huge book and you want to get through it. And then you can't remember where things are. There's no index. And it's just every few pages you think, oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So what I'm looking at doing, I'm going to start the Kickstarter maybe this week or next week. Yeah, keep going, Patricia. I know you're in a tough time at the moment. So my thoughts and love's going out to you, okay? And I know I've got David over in Denmark. My thoughts of you as well, mate. People are having difficult times this Christmas sometimes, so we need to stick together and support and help each other, okay? Good people. One of the things I'm thinking of doing next week, if you want to, yeah, I will do it actually. If you want to send me nominations, I was going to do people who made a contribution to keeping this work alive. I mean, primarily the Wilson and Blackett stuff, but any other part of the British history. And I want to hear from your nominations. I'll give you some examples, people who I'm already nominating into my list. People like, and I think deceased people should be eligible to be included. I want to do a top 12. I was going to do 12 Days of Christmas was my idea. But I want to do heroes of keeping this going, all right? I'm a judge, so I'm not eligible. You can't nominate me, even if you want to, all right? So we've got, obviously, Wilson and Blackett. And then from that generation, Pete Sunman, who I want to come and see again. I haven't seen for a while. Then we got Lee Pennington and Jim Michael in America. And it's might surprise you. I want to put Monica Escobar in there. She really kept things going for years when there was nothing else. When I first got into this, started looking on Facebook, she's already running her Arthur group. Monica's on tonight. I haven't seen her come up yet. I know she'll watch it later otherwise. And we are in touch. There's been some difficult times, but overall, definitely needs a mention. And I reckon we get to about 12. There's Alan Hassel, who did all his work with the scanners, and he set up his website. So I reckon 10, anyway, top 10. Not be 12 days of Christmas in January, are we? So if we'll see some nominations on there, that would be excellent, okay? I think it'd be good to have a little sort of... Right, anyway, back to the Kickstarter for King Arthur Conspiracy. So what I was looking at is this kind of format. The book itself, by the way. The other thing is as well, each half volume will go on sale for about £25. So I know it does make it 50 for the whole thing. A little bit more than I was hoping. But each volume is about 25. Each volume will be about 300 pages. So it's still a bit bigger than most of the books we do. That's how big this book is, all right? So if you just want to help and support, that's great. And what I think we'll do is a list of all the names in the back, so you can have your name in the book as a supporter, or maybe even the front even. Right, so it's going to be £23, which is the £5 off the book. Oh, hang on, what's going on? Ross could do with a couple of moderators. Yeah, okay, have I missed something? Talking about comments. Okay, cool, that's all right, keep going on the comment chat. Hi, David. All right, David. Good bosun in choppy seas. Thank you. Seas, not size. Yeah, you got to watch how you spell it. I like it. Thanks, David. Right, so the book will cost £25 plus postage. So what we're doing, knock £5 off that. You go in front, and that your name will also go on the supporters page. So you get a name mentioned in the book, okay? So I'll show you something slightly different as well. So that's one volume, half the book, all right? And both volumes would be £20 each, £40, and only £3 for the postage. So you get a little bit of saving, and you get your name for posterity in the book, okay? And then you'd be a sponsor. So you buy 4 volumes. The idea is there you buy one copy of the book for yourself, one for someone else, and 20, 40, 60, 80. Hang on. I think that price is wrong. Ignore that. that's costs more than it's going to print, I think. I think it should be 83. Oh, well. Don't hold me to this exactly, all right? I'm giving an idea. And this is the other one then. There's a dedication at the front of the book. So there's going to be when I do a book, there's always a dedication. Last time it was to my friend who passed and my parents who passed. I was in Trojan War. But this time there's a good opportunity if you want your name or someone in memory of someone that you know and would like to dedicate. I'm only going to have about 4 or 5 in the front. It's not going to be a big page full, okay? It's a chance then, because we do need to raise some money for this. It's going to be expensive. It's like printing 2 books at once. So we're going to find a few thousand from somewhere. So if we can help break the back of that, that'd be good. I've lost thank you, Kate. Right, okay, so that's so dedication will be right at the front. So you're like a star contributor, if you like. And then acknowledgements will include the people helping. So we've already got a couple of volunteers. Like I was showing last week, what I'd do is if you can volunteer to help, send you a chapter on Word. It really helps if you've got a copy of this. This is the problem. And this I was getting back to earlier. What happened to all the copies? You just can't find them anywhere. They're like hen's teeth. It's bizarre. So I don't know if they all got... very reasonable, Ross. How do you order? Thank you. Well, I will get this Kickstarter set up the next few days. I'll put a little video up and a link, and then you can sign up on the proper Kickstarter thing, okay? And then those posters and packages are for UK, and Kickstarter as an automatic feature. If you're somewhere else in the world, it will work out the postage. I hope. All right. So we're all friends here. We can work something out. Right, okay. I just want to... Right, let's move on. Any more questions on that? Please put them in there. As being tagged for you. Okay, can't any questions there for me, I don't think. David... Oh, the Lackland post. Yeah, he's gone to that Lackland thing. I don't know much about it. I did read the post from... I think it was from David or from Llewellyn. talking about Lackland being a fiction, and I think we're talking, is it Tudor times she's supposed to have married? I'm sorry, I don't know more about it. It's a bit recent for what we normally cover, but it is interesting. Because I think the point is that a lot of the descents of the current royal family come from this fictitious woman, or non-royal, or whatever the story behind Lackland is. So worth looking into. Right, here we go. And again, there are a few not very Christmassy slightly heavy things I want to get out of the way, all right? So we can go on to the more fun stuff, positive, finish on a high, okay? This one, top of my list here, right? History Grounded. This book is being sent out. I think they're going to try and get it into all the schools. I don't know how book purchasing for schools works anymore. I think schools now get a budget and they decide how they buy things. I don't know, because it used to be there, as far as I understand it, the education board would buy enough copies and send them to the schools. But now I think each school is like a small business and the heads do it. I don't know. So this book is supposed to, what does it say there? The visual? Does that say visual? Oh God, I haven't got my glasses. Yeah, the visual history of Wales from the Cromlech to the Senedd. All right, so that's fair enough, okay? But I think if you look at the cover, and I can't say too much to get myself in trouble, you'll start to get a flavour what this book is about. So I put it on my wish list, and Father Christmas brought me a copy for Christmas Day, which I don't have with me, unfortunately. But I did have a look through the book, and it's... I did bet anybody before it came out that, and I won my bet, there's no mention of like the Welsh kings, Tudrig, Myrig, heaven forbid Arthur gets in there. There's a tiny mention of early Christianity being something happening here before the 6th century, but nothing much really about it. Again, it's not very positive about Wales, a bit like you might have seen me ranting about Cadw. Again, and it's... I'll give an example of one of the pages which uses the fact that to try and link Wales to slavery, which I get really a bit annoyed about because my Welsh ancestors were struggling down a pit and being treated as bad as any slaves, really. It's controversial to say this, but they're eking out an existence. I mean, he was a hewer, right? So you lie on your side with a pick and a mandrill, and sometimes you get a 14 or 15 inch seam, as it's called, of coal. It's about this high, or 18 inches if you're lucky. So you have to crawl in and hack like this all day, and that would get taken away by your butty. That's where the term butty comes from. Your butty would take the coal away, and you'd only get paid for the coal. So if you were cutting away at hard stone, you get nothing for that. You could do all day, hard stone, nothing. It was brutal, and they all died very young. It was terrible conditions. Anyway, so apparently, according to this book, there's things like, because a ship carrying sugar came from the West Indies to a port in North Wales, therefore Wales was... oh, thank you. This is good to know. I'm getting loads of assistance. Glasses now. Let's check what that says. Yeah, it is visual, yeah. It's funny the word visual should be in such a bad font that's hard to see. So it's things like that in there. They also seem to have found anyone female and Welsh, or even a little bit Welsh, or even related to Welsh, has to have a full page and a picture. It's that kind of modern look at history. So you can see there, you can buy it, have a look. I'm going to do a full review of it. I just thought I'd mention it as something you might want for Christmas. This is where history is going. This is the new look at Welsh history. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I have to say that. But the other bizarre thing as well, that I don't know how they managed to do it, but somehow, apart from mentioning the Senedd in Cardiff, St Kenneth pit disaster, Merthyr Tydfil Ironworks, and one or two small mentions, and it managed to not mention South East Wales in this big book. That's bizarre. Bizarre. Alright, so good luck with that one. Yeah, there's a bit on Slate in there, not much, but the trains mentioned. Oh yeah, Trevithick gets a slight mention. But the point I want to make anyway, I'm not whinging too much, is where's the pride? Why isn't there any sort of showing off, if you like? Like, Trevithick gets mentioned as the train link between Penydarren and Abercynon, which, funny enough, was something my parents campaigned for back in the 80s, or even earlier, 80s or 90s. This was the first steam-powered railway journey. It had umpteen tons of coal, observers, and loads of people jumped on, and it ran from the mine in Merthyr down to Abercynon, where the canals and the locks were and everything. And that predated Stephenson's rocket by at least 10 years. And yet anybody who asks what's the first steam engine, everyone says Stephenson's rocket. And so why don't they just give it a bit of, up it a bit, you know? Egg it on a bit. It's sort of just fake praise. It just frustrates me. No one's really flying the flag as such. Anyway, right, okay. Yes, there's plenty of Romans on each page. You've read it, have you? Yeah, the Romans get more mention than the Welsh. They worked on slate, the biggest supplier in the world back in the day, such a dangerous job. Yes, slate miners. Sorry, I talk about coal miners because that's my own personal family experience. My mother's family were up in North Wales, slate mining. They get silicosis, which is another deadly disease for their lungs. And again, they'll all be dead in their 50s. Terrible explosive disasters, same sort of problems. And then someone pointed out to me earlier in the week, there's also the ironworks. They were on strike before the coal mines are wiped out. It was the ironworks first. So, I mean, it's always gone on. And I am going a little bit about Wales today. It is not just about Wales' channel, all right? It just happens to be applicable at the moment. So there you go. Right, so, yeah, here we go. This is one, which is a fun one. This is kind of a little bit weird, a little bit freaky, okay? You know, this, I'm going to call them power stations, because that's what they are. They call them wind farms, sounds lovely. Or energy park. Oh, isn't that sweet? It's an energy park. They're factories, all right? Or power stations. So this is a reply from Twyn Hywel team. I like names on emails, not teams. Teams don't write things, a person writes something. All right. So if you know, I've been asking for more information and passing through my feedback, writing letters. I'm begging people, please do so. And there's an email address on here, and there's a weird consultation process you can have a look at, all right, which I'll show you in a moment. So anyway, dear Ross, many thanks for attending our recent consultation on the proposed Twyn Hywel Energy Park. We are emailing you because you filled in one of our feedback forms. I certainly did. We hope that you have received the information or assurances from the event. No, not a single one. Anyway, but feel free to get in touch if you have any questions or requests of further information. I put the email address and the website in the description, right? I've been a good boy this week. I was a bit slow last week. In fact, I think I've done it yet. Right, okay, so our online consultation is ongoing. There it is. There's the address, which I'll show you in a second. Please feel free to pass this on to anyone who wishes to view the project information. So here's me passing it on, all right? We are still receiving feedback at the virtual consultation. Please, you have to do this. This is not just one place. It's going to be all over South Wales. I'm sure they're coming all over England, particularly, not London, funny enough, but like Cornwall's being battered by it. Scotland's being battered by it. It's a scam. And one of the worst things about it, which is not mentioned anywhere, I really want people to email and ask, do a freedom of information request, whatever you need to do, is we want to see, we require, okay, we're not asking, we require a map showing the access roads, crane pads, and electricity cabling and substations. Because the trick is the footprint for a you do anything, these people see a symbol. The footprint of a wind turbine, say it's this big, that's the visible footprint you see on the nice pretty brochures. Underneath that is a bigger concrete platform, and the total, so this might be, say, 20 metres across or 10 metres across. Big enough, but you think, it's not that bad, why they make such a fuss? This is part of a much bigger overall footprint, which is about 45 by 75 metres, because you need to have a larger platform where the crane can sit to lift these huge things into place, okay? So that is the key. It's the bigger, where are the crane pads going to go? What else we got here? Okay, there's a different chat going on there, something. All right, it's all good stuff, though. Let's keep it nice and friendly, which everyone is doing. Right, so the problem is the crane platforms, also a double problem here. A huge problem. So I have gone through in other videos, is the access roads, which are 8 metres wide, because these big old cranes have got to go. And because they're such heavy vehicles and there's inclines, there's a lot of cutting through to make shallower inclines. So you have to make gorges. They're very disruptive. And then the road has to be made, and they use hardcore, little stones, which they jam down to make a hardcore pass. Now that has to be quarried from somewhere. And the usual policy, because of this green mantra of cutting down mileage, is to start a new quarry nearby. So somewhere near wherever the wind farm is, the wind factory, the power station, there's going to be roads, there's going to be crane platforms, and there's going to be a quarry. None of those things are shown on any of the maps I've seen. So keep emailing that person. All right, the email address you can see there. And all right, I'm going to show you now this online thing. It's quite funky cool, actually. You know, weird. It was weird. Hang on, sorry. I haven't got a mouse because I'm on a notebook. It's taking me a little bit of fiddling time here. I should have had this already open, shouldn't I? Just bear with me a second. Chat amongst yourselves. Right, hang on. Right, bear with me. So there's that address. Okay, watch this. So this is going to load up. Here it comes. Oh, you can't watch this because you can't see. Great. This worked great earlier. It's loading up. Perhaps I've got the graphics to do it. Like I said, we've got to watch for the... God. Oh, I just love it. Hey, thank you. So this is the virtual thing. And so I have to say, it's a lot like the consultation I went to, except these were like little boards rather than these flashy things on the walls. So what you can do on this virtual thing, you can walk around. Have your say. So there's a chance to email, and you can click on these boards. They're very similar to ones I've already shared with you. So you click on there, and you can read about them. I'm not going to go through it all now. It's a bit miserable, especially for Christmas Eve, or Boxing Day, sorry. So you can read all about them, all right? There's a map on this one, I think. Oh, no, that's not the one. Where's the map? Well, the point is none of these maps show the roads. And the other thing, the last point I was going to make is also the electricity has to get from the turbines to the grid. How are they going to do it? Where's the substation? Which process is it going to be? None of that's on the information I can see anywhere, okay? And this, as Bob Morgan has shown, because he's a surveyor who's worked in that industry for decades, he's the one who told me all about it. And that's the real damage. And one point I'd like to make is the dikes around St. Gennydd. Oh, welcome. Oh, gosh, that took a while to come up, didn't it? We've done 2 laps. Now it tells me how to use it. Anyway, the dikes, I think, are there for a reason. It's used to do with flooding. Now, it's rained. Those dikes might form part of the drainage protection. So what you do is go on this Have Your Say. Thank you. Fill in this rubbish. Okay. How do you find out about it? You can say you saw it in Britain's Hidden History. Anyway, so that's, yeah. But the main thing is email this address here, okay? All right, I don't want to spend too long on this because it's not a happy subject, really. But there's an email address. Send an email. toyne.hewell@butte.energy. Here, that email address there. Oops. And just say, requesting information. Do an FOI, freedom of information. Please send, you require, that's the word, we require you to send us a map showing the access roads, crane platforms, and the cabling. They're the main ones. And also, second question, where you're going to get your hardcore, the stones required to make the roads. Because then we can do what you're asking. Then we can contribute to the consultation. Because then we'll have information. Can't make comments in an uninformed position that we're in. And it'd be keep an eye on the website for future updates. Oh, thanks. It's also lovely and friendly, isn't it? Anyway, right, enough of that. Let's go on to some more fun stuff, okay? But please. If you're not watching this live, I'm going to say one more thing. If you're watching this on catch up, like a lot of people do, pause the video. Just take 2 minutes out to fill in an email to this people here and say, whatever questions you want to ask. I mean, it's not for me to tell you. I think what I would emphasise, like I said, is the roads, crane platforms, substations, and sourcing the hardcore. Let's just keep firing away. And you want to do this. This one's near me, okay? There's Coelbren who's doing a brilliant job with his Sneggy boys, St. Gennydd boys. They're mapping the stones. We're trying to save the star map, all that kind of thing. You need to check what's happening near you because it's everywhere. I know in Wales it's everywhere. Look at the Wales Vision 2040. I'm sure it's the same in vast parts of England and Scotland. Well, I know it is in Scotland. So check what's happening near you, all right? I don't want to make this just about my area. I know about it because you know, this is where I went to consultation, all that kind of thing. Okay, all right, let's go on to some more interesting things. So I'll just chat up the comments a second, shall I? Right, so we'll look. Lots of squigglies and digglies. New bar recently opened in Pontypridd. I ended up visiting with Mary Lloyd. Ah, Johnny Nigma. There he is. There's the good man himself, Mr. Powell. And it posters up about the wind farms and archaeological digs they're involved in, etc. Lovely folks. Well, put the name of the bar then, Johnny. It sounds great. I want to get down there. Last time my husband was watching Lord of the Rings, I barged in asking why was he watching S4C. And I was raised in Welsh. Lady Fibblesworth, please say more. Do you think it sounds like Welsh on the film? Is that what you're saying? I'll tell you what does look like Welsh, and it's a big thing tonight's show, is the Coelbren. And if you look in, particularly if you look in, well, either really, look at the writing on the door when they go into Casa Doom, not Casa Doom, minus Tirith. Or if you look in the examples of Sylvan writing in the front of Lord of the Rings and in The Hobbit, and compare that with Coelbren. And Tolkien did spend a lot of time up in Buckland, you know, in the Black Mountains for his holidays. And he freely admits that Welsh is the original British language, and it's in the soil, wherever you put it. Right, okay. Elvish used in Lord of the Rings. The Witcher is upside down Welsh and Cornish. I don't know what Witcher is. Or is that Wicca? Witcher. Right, Johnny, I'm arranging a talk in Brecon in the new year about the links and influences between Tolkien and him being inspired by the local area of his written works. I'll give you a lot of stuff on that, Johnny. I can even come along, push my way in to do a talk, if you like, and show you some maps and stuff. Got my rugby-loving, lager-drinking family all talking about Mary Lloyd. Brilliant. They had forgotten her. She does still exist. Yeah, coming back strong. Bar number 12, Pontypridd. Oh, I think I know that one. Is that the one behind the Lanover Arms? Yes. New cocktail bar and live music built from salvaged and reclaimed materials. No, I don't know that one. Right, okay. Right, there we are. A bit more chat than I normally do, but it is Christmas, isn't it? So you want to put something a bit more Christmassy on there. I'm a bit rubbish at that, really. Bar humbug. This is a great email. And I don't know what to think of this. I put it in there because I thought it's so interesting. It's got me thinking. So thank you, Jack Phillips. In the Bible, as we know, and this, one of the reasons it's good timing and apt. By the way, I've got these, my boys made these, in case you're wondering, because I got accused of Kabbalah stuff and things last time. I put these woolen ones on, so Leon made those, thank you. And they're like nice little presents. There's the one from last year, my orange and blue one still hanging in there. I did have two, Zavi made one as well. I think that's Zavi's, and Leon's first one came off. So they're just nice presents. I like my children to make me something or write something or paint something rather than buy me something, all right? It's worth 10 times more. I'm going to use their pocket money on me. And this is beautiful from, unfortunately named Celtic Leathers, who'd been in Pontypridd 47 years and has sadly closed under their rather lame excuse of the two people who hand make everything and run the shop are almost 80 years old. So, only joking there, obviously. My best wishes and love to you, and got some lovely stuff for Christmas there in what I prefer to call a British Cymric design rather than, hang on, just see how you see it a bit better. These are all handmade and everything, rather attractive, so there you go. Right, now this comment from Jack Phillips ties in very much with the latest videos from Luke. If you haven't seen them, if you hadn't noticed, we're doing more about Genesis Bible. Okay, so we got Jacob. I think you all know this story from the Bible. Jacob grabs Esau's heel during their birth, thus taking the birthright from Esau. Later, Jacob disguises himself and takes the blessings meant for Esau, and Esau complains. Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. So implied the name Jacob has something to do with supplanting, stealing, taking, etc. And the Welsh word achub means to snatch, save, salvage, take, which I thought was very interesting. Because it was achub, Jacob, Jachub, achub. So there's no J in Welsh, so it would just become achub. So I think it's very interesting. So I hope to see some comments on that one. And also, I'd really like to see more people sorry, if more comments as well. If you go back to look at Luke's thing about Genesis and all that, it's very interesting. And it is the next chat. Hopefully, we're going to have it the next couple of weeks. We had a break over Christmas. Oh yeah, it reminds me of something else. Is that it is getting nearer and nearer to talking about the Cymric migrations. All right, the British, who the British are, who the Welsh are. It's all getting in there. As I said to him, it's like the 6-video introduction. Now, Patricia, too bad they did not pass the craft on to someone else. So sad. Yes, I agree. I talked with them about that. I went to see them before it closed down. I should take some video, shouldn't I? I didn't think of it. Anyway, they're lovely people. And they said the problem was they were looking to sell the business onto someone, but all the buyers they found wanted them to spend the next 5 years keep making the stuff and training them up to do it themselves. And they didn't want to. And I said, why is that? And that's realised, I think the guy's 78 and he didn't want to do it for another 5 years. So there you go. It's terribly sad. It is, actually. Yeah, good point, Patricia. All this beautiful stuff they make. I've got belts and leather and purses and pouches. And so I got the boys matching ones of these. Broadstock clan. Right, okay. Now, here we go to the fun stuff, all right? It's the usual kind of thing you get on a weekly basis. Is this coin here. A few people sent me news about this one. I think there was John and there's some other stuff coming up. Once again, what are we doing for time? Because I want to talk a bit about the end one. I meant to speed up a bit. Is that there's a find in Cambridgeshire. So once again, it's immediately called Roman. And what we're pointing out is the coins there look, especially the style of the crown and the lettering, looks like pre-Roman British coins. Now, hold this thought because we've got a couple more things to look at on a similar theme. I think I'll just, what I've started doing is, the thing I remembered suddenly was, rather than spend the whole Sunday going through these in detail, what I've started doing, I'm getting good feedback so far. Oh, hello, Marcel, you're late. Yes, you are, but we'll let you in. It's okay. I'll sneak you into the register. I won't put a mark against your name. So one of the things, let's take this one off a second. I need to tie it up properly. Right, is that rather than spend too long going through each one in detail on a Sunday, I have more chance to chat about a particular subject in detail. And one, hang on, it's going to be a horrible tease. You're going to hate me for it. But I'll come on to the second. Let's jot that down. So I'm jumping around tonight. Is there, we can talk about a bigger theme. Like last week, people enjoyed that. We had a longer talk about how the royal families from all around Britain, Scottish, English, whatever, Dane, hello Dane, asking some good questions, my new buddy, is that they all tap into the Welsh royal family to establish their genealogy, okay? But there's a big twist to that story. Which I don't think, not very good for a Christmas one. There's a big twist, which I'd like to come back to maybe next week, all right? So, going to come back to that. Now, what you might have noticed, hopefully you noticed, I was thinking about the shorter videos during the week. Please keep sending emails, comments, and things like that. Oh, hello, Amelia. Amelia's made it as well. Oh, and Chris Wood. Always people coming late. Anyone would swear it's Christmas or something. So, what I'm trying to do is, they're up a bit random, the videos. And if anyone's trying to follow a topic, it's difficult. But if I put too much of one topic, other people switch off. It's a tricky one because we cover a lot of different subjects. So what I've started doing is little triads in traditional Druidic fashion. So the first triad was 3 short videos about bards and Druidism and the origins, where they come from, and then some of the beliefs and ideas about redemption and crime and punishment, stuff like that. So a little trilogy. And then there's another little triad, little trilogy, the 3 interviews with Luke, or 3 lectures. One big one split into 3. It works very nicely, 3 half-hour ones. So generally they're going to be under 7 minutes, unless it's something like Luke or Bob Morgan, where they're longer chats. But they're going to come in clusters of 3. All right, just to give you an idea. Well, everything all right, Arnie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good. Just checking. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say about the 3s, the T's. All right, let's get back to this one. All these links are in the description. You want to have a look for more detail. So I will come back more to this in the week, and as soon as possible this week, Christmas and everything. But why this coin looks British, similar examples, and we'll try and get on to them. Actually, yeah, I want to have a quick jump onto the website, which I should have had all open before we got here. You see, you can copy and paste them off the description. That weird virtual tour thing. All right. So all you got to do is, just, as you'll see here, just copy and paste it in. Oh, great. Muppet. Oh, guys, we haven't got a mouse, that's the trouble. You got these little clicky touchpad screen things, so my big clumsy fingers are not so good with them. Alright, let's try again. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Right, okay. Probably I can't remember who sent me this one first, but lots of people saw this one, okay? So here we go. So there's the coin. I don't know why that's supposed to look Roman. It doesn't look like Roman to me. And they say it's bad Latin, whereas actually maybe it's Coelbren, which we'll come on to again in a second. And right, this is why I want to mention this particularly, and I will do a video on it. Check this out here. All coins, 9,724 coins, were made of base metal. Well, they said later is copper, so I don't know what they mean by base metal in this instance. And were probably hidden at a time of turmoil in the wake of the 3rd century breakaway empire. So we're not part of the Roman Empire. It says here, this is backed up by British Museum, presumably. And who's the article from? Oh, it's the BBC. So they're actually talking about Britain being separate, part of a breakaway empire. What they mean there, I think, is the Western Empire. Is probably the time of Crausius, or Crown, as he is in Welsh. So there's all the coins. As you see, they don't look much like coins. Well, actually, they look bad. So they unearthed one. Initially, it was one coin, then they found loads and loads of them. All right, and I come on to this one as well in a minute. The Anglo Saxon coin hoard. As they find all this has happened the last couple of weeks. By the way, it's amazing how much. Every week I start thinking if I don't use all the, if I put too many stories up, there'll be nothing for next week. But no. The backlog's getting bigger than I can cover. Alright, so here's some more of these coins. There's a starry kind of crown again. Well, I guess he does look a bit more what we're told is Roman. But again, it could be, because we're always told this image is Roman, we now think it's Roman. Alright, what else is shown here? They excavated the hoard. All this kind of boring stuff, really. The pot cracked and all this kind of thing. And look at this. In the reconquest of the breakaway Gallic Empire. So Aurelian reunited the empire. So it has been established in AD 260 and ruled Britain and Gaul, modern day France and Spain. So it is recognised. A lot of people think we're just making stuff up, Wilson and Blackett and everything. There was a Western Empire, and it was, okay? It's showed in this article. And the coins are British. They were made during a time when they weren't part of the Roman Empire, separate from the Roman Empire, and they still call them Roman. Drives you bonkers, doesn't it? What can you do? Right, I need to read some of these more. Let's keep doing this thing. Okay. All right, so there's that. And then we've got this Norfolk Anglo Saxon coin. I thought I put a name next to that one. Where's all the names gone? Sorry, I did. I hate it when I do that. I like it when people send me articles. Quite a few people have seen this one. Oh no, actually, this is the one I got just by clicking through, but people have sent me this before. And again, the fascinating thing here, I'm going to do more about this one. It's going to be another trilogy. Is when you look at the article, I'll go through it all again. You can follow the link yourself. One of the ways in which they date it, they always date things to 610 AD because they have to, because that's the earliest they can squeeze this angles in to the history. If it's before 610, it's got to be British, unless you can jump it all the way back to before 400, in which case you can make it Roman. So if, like these coins, probably 5th century or 6th century, and they're British, that can't be. So you can see the crosses on them, symbolising possible Christian links, which again wouldn't apply to the Angles in this period. Augustine only started the conversions about 597. So there's a good chance this is British, but not mentioned as a possibility again. And one of the reasons, and this is key, I'm going to be coming on to this in the new year, this is the big objective for 2022, is the idea that the main justification for these being Anglo-Saxon is because they're similar to the ones found at Sutton Hoo. And the one at Sutton Hoo is considered to be Anglo Saxon and 610 because it's similar to somewhere else. The whole thing's just a circle. So when Sutton Hoo's story falls apart, as it's about to do, Bob Morgan, you heard it here first, that's last February, still waiting for them to release the information, the major breakthrough that they talked about last February, after a couple of years of research, and they still haven't released the information. Why is that, we kind of ask. Yes, Coelbren on their coins. Yes, so why are they doing this? And John Griffiths has already done 2 coins that read in Welsh, so we can do more on that. All right. And this is another one. Actually, I'm going to have to do a little bit about this one. Hang on a second. Oh, hang on. Let's try it. Because this raises some interesting points as well. It's amazing how much is happening at the moment. It's like, has anyone got any idea why it seems to be picking up speed? Why we seem to be getting more stuff? We're not running out of things to show. We're getting them so fast and so many. I don't know what we're going to do. So you can see me pasting that BBC in. I'm just copying it out of the description. Right, watch this. A few people have sent this one. Ancient mass migration transformed Britain's DNA. Thank you for sending them through. I have put the names on. I don't know why they're not appearing on there. I'm not trying to claim I found all these articles. There we go. There's all this stuff. They look like, I don't know, some sort of axe heads or something. Right, so migrants, right? Migrants brought new ritual practice into Britain, such as hoarding bronze objects. So bronze is key here, right? The main ingredients are bronze, copper, tin, both found in Britain. Particularly tin is difficult to get hold of. Right, scientists have uncovered evidence for large-scale prehistoric, by prehistoric I don't mean anything before the Saxons, it's not Roman, prehistoric migration into Britain that may be linked to the spread of Celtic languages. Here we go. Look at this. Here's the dates, 1400 BC and 870 BC. They're a bit out, but it's pretty close to the migrations that we talk about. Mass movement of people originating in continental Europe. They've got no basis for saying that at all. And I think everyone knows. I'll just go through it again. People might not be on the channel so much before. And this discovery helps to explain the genetic makeup of many present-day people in Britain. So they say continental Europe, right? Okay. So blah, blah, blah. Half the population comes from there. It's unclear what caused the influx of people. Why do they come here? They're based on DNA, blah, blah, blah. And it's to do with digesting milk and all this, okay? So you can read all that yourself. Check the article out. But what I'm looking for here, it is evidence for pioneer settlement. What that means is people coming for the first time and setting up. This is exactly what we say with the things we've gone about with migrations and that. It's what the British historical records tell us. There was a migration in this period. They were metal workers. All the evidence backs it up. Everything fits in. Nothing you ever see goes against that story, and yet it does not even get a mention, okay? Not even a mention. You know, talking about Albi migrations, you're quite right. Yeah, at Marshall's, the Albi migrations we're talking about. Just got the date slightly out. And they're guessing at the date anyway. Right, so blah, blah, blah. We don't see a change in overall ancestry. You can read through all this. But what the point I want to get on to then, here we go. Now, this is where I think they're being disingenuous. And I haven't had the time to look at the whole research yet, but I would do. And I'll have another little tidy wager. I'm going to double or quits the money I made on there being no mention of Meirig and Tudrig and the Welsh kings in the book of the history of Wales. I'm also going to stick my neck out and say the initial migrants originated in continental Europe. Their closest matches are with ancient populations in France. Note, they don't say the French, they say in France. And it's pretty clear to me, although I haven't read the whole report, to caveat it. We're talking about Brittany. And this ties in with the fact, in the 380s, the British invaded Brittany. It's why it's called Brittany. And the language is called Breton. It's a big clue. And it says, yeah, we don't have, I think this is mealy mouth, talking out of both sides of their mouth, as they say. We don't yet have adequate sampling to directly confirm where exactly in France it would be. We don't ask people where they are from. That's the most basic information. What's the point if you didn't ask the people where they're from? I don't know. I just smell a rat here, okay? So this fits in, because as I say to people, DNA, the problem with DNA, two things. One, it does not have a passport. So there's no stamps you can look at to see the order in which places were visited. The second problem is there's no age, there's no dates on DNA. So, for example, you could find very similar DNA with some people in, say, North America, New Zealand, I don't know, Canada, Britain. You could find that some researcher a couple of hundred years in the future, and they would say, all these have got matching DNA. Obviously, these people originated in New Zealand. And from New Zealand, they emigrated to Britain and they went to, getting waved at. They emigrated to North America, and then from there, they ended up in Britain. You know what I mean? There's no date stamp on DNA. Okay? So then you got all this stuff there. When the newcomers arrived, the existing British population, which I'm not sure if there was one, I think they've been pushed out by the climate change, but there you go. Most of its ancestry to people who arrived at the end of the Neolithic. They are part of a tradition known as the beaker culture. It's absolute rubbish again. And I'm doing some more about this. Wilson and Blackett talk about it in here, actually. This idea, because you find similar pots across different people, makes them the same people, is just ridiculous. If you want to buy something from me, I'll send you something in a pot, and we don't know what was in the pot, and you just got left with the pot. They think we both use the same pots, therefore we're the same people. It's mad. How do we keep getting this? Ireland's Age of God Kings. Oh, I'm dying to look at that now. So there you go, some of the burial sites and all this kind of stuff. And there was something else in here. The language, here we go. Again, this language thing, right? How can they miss this? Professor Barry Cunliffe, very famous, from the University of Oxford. If the mid-Bronze Age move had any effect at all on language, then the simplest hypothesis would be to see it as a vector for introducing or strengthening Brythonic. No, the simplest is to say the people speaking Brythonic, as they called it, invaded Brittany and took language with them. Simple as that. It's the same mistake that they made 200 years ago when the Edward Lloyd is still being made again. So it's not clear whether the migrants introduced this language group to Britain or were speaking just one type of Celtic. Well, not Celtic, but you know what I mean. Or they seem to think that maybe the language went the other way. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's really, really bizarre. I don't know, I just don't get it. I don't get how they keep repeating the same, no matter how much, what does it say, Jordan? It's the BBC, Ross, as Alan would say, would you expect that from them? Yeah. The clock striking, yes, a noisy old clock, isn't it? 9 o'clock, there we are, tells me where I am. Alright, that's cool anyway. Right, okay, so, current slide. Okay, so we've got much more of this guy. Dean Morgan, thank goodness I got one of them on there. It's New Scientist, read this article, same sort of thing from another angle, okay? They all find this DNA evidence to support the British migrations, but I still won't actually acknowledge the British migrations. You kind of reach the stage where you think, what more do you want? You've got the writing, you've got the physical evidence, you've got the metalworking, you've got the items, you've got the DNA, you've got the language. I can't think of much else that could be used to support any theory of this period. You know, it's 3,500 years ago. It's quite a long list of things to show, isn't it? Yeah, again, let's see, they might have brought the language with them. Maybe it could have gone the other way. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I'm trying to work out where we are in the house. I'm not in that house, Marshall. I mean some other house. So there you go. He's downstairs. Yeah, different place. Not my house is not as glamorous as this. This is rather stunning, and it's been set up to look really nice. So I feel very privileged tonight. Although I am told, stop going so close to the camera. My head's big enough already, and it fills the screen. I have to stand back a bit. So there we go. Right, okay. So I want to move on because I do have this exciting thing to go through at the end. The big finale. Great one for Christmas. Just as it's happened, it's come out at Christmas. Right, Mandy McCourt found this, and you can find this book. I've already ordered a copy. I was hoping to get it for Christmas. Hasn't quite arrived yet. In the footsteps of King Arthur, Lawrence Main, who's the Druid. And you can see, if you want to see more from Lawrence, I think he's wonderful, is the Druid. Just go for Lawrence Main Druid. There's a playlist. And I'm going to put more on there. There's a lot more to go on, okay? I'm just getting the videos out as fast as I can while getting the book done, which is going to be ready sooner than I thought. It's happening quicker than I thought. The print files I've got from Wilson and Blackett are actually quite good for once. So it's all good. Talking of Lawrence, something I'm very excited for Christmas. I'm not going to do, can you guess where it is yet? Go on, I'll give you a quick go. Can you guess where it is yet? Yeah, I'll come back to it. To do with Lawrence. It looks like that. Alright, there's a clue. So this book looks fun, so I'll have a look at that one, okay? And please have a look at the Lawrence videos. He's great. And happy Christmas to Lawrence, not that he ever looks at the internet. I think he ever has. Right, what else we got here? The Kel is the main part of an axe in old and modern German. Is that me? Am I a Kel? Am I an axe handle? Kyle in Danish. Today it's still used for the metal wedges, stonemasonry and woodworking. Okay, I think I might be into an earlier comment which I can't see. So thank you. Happy Christmas to all the Broadstocks. Thank you very much. Where is Lawrence's book available from? Yeah, good question. I meant to put the link up. Mandy found it for me. Mandy finds everything. It wasn't Amazon. I think it's on there. It was... Oh, Angie ordered it for me. Oh, sorry. I think you'll find it if you search anyway. Type in this, in the footsteps, King Arthur in quotes, comma, Lawrence Main. And I'll try and put something in the description. Oh, yes, another one. Another story. This one is 10 years old. We have mentioned it before, I think. But thank you, John Brimelow. I was going through my emails. I wanted to ask John something and found this email he sent me a couple of months ago, which I missed at the time. Although I think we talked about this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. But they find cobble roads built 100 years before they invaded. At least 100 years. And, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I remember now. It's two other things. So I'm away from home. I haven't got all my stuff. What I was going to use was a ruler. I'm going to use this book instead. This book, I'm guessing, I was going to show it in a ruler, is roughly 12 inches long. Okay? Just want to make a point here. So imagine that's 12 inches. It's roughly 12 inches. Now, if we look at the history of a road, similar to the ones I referred to here, according to British records and the archaeological evidence and the dating and everything else, the roads go back to at least 400 BC. All right? At least 400 BC. Current date, we're roughly 2000 BC. 2021, whatever. Roughly 2000. So in total, we're looking at 2,400 years. All right? 2,400 years. So if you work out, there's 12 inches, 30 centimetres. We could do it that way if it's easier for you. I was going to mess my brain up. So we've got 12 inches into 2,400 years. Every inch is roughly 200 years. Yeah, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. 12 times 2,400. Now the Romans on this particular road would not, if they were still fighting people and invading, the earliest they could start on building a road would be 80, 90 AD. And they were gone from most of Britain, as confirmed in that earlier article, by, say, 280. So they're 200 years. So that's 1 inch. And if we go with the most ridiculous mainstream version, 400 years, it's 2 inches. So basically, if this is the existence of the road, the Roman bit is either 1 inch, roughly there, or 2 inches, roughly there. So where my fingers are is roughly the area we're talking about. That's the Roman bit. And all this is nothing to do with them, even if this bit was, which I doubt anyway. And we still call it Roman. Don't you think it's mad? Just trying to put things in perspective a bit, okay? Bonkers, isn't it? We worked out what this is yet. I haven't read the comments. My Christmas present. Hello, visible places. You lost me a bit there, Keith McLaren. Celt Axe Gordon Child Brown. It's not... is it? I can't make up what the question is. The comment. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now we get into the exciting bit. From Philip Pearson, Every Brown. He's going to be on my list of top 10s. He's in my nominations. Don't forget, nominations I want for people, top 10 people who've made a major contribution to keeping this work going and bringing it to people's attention. All right. So I think we've got about 6 or 7 for the names I've already given, but you know, it might come down to a vote or something. Might make the list slightly longer. I'm not eligible at all, right? Don't nominate me. I'm not on the list. I'm a judge and compiler. Right. Now we've got Philip Pearson. Oh, hang on, you can't see. Good time I got the screen, didn't it? Rambled on for quite a while. Arthur's bones, dowsing rods. There, Kay knows. Kay's got special magic powers. I'm going to come and see you, Kay, next couple of weeks. She's got magic powers and can tell anything. Yes, I got a whale of a time with these. I'm going to talk about this at the end. It's a nice, happy one for Christmas to finish. And don't get upset, because I know some people will. Right. Philip Pearson, Every Brown. Look at this. This is great. This is really exciting. Now, we've already had from David. He's already commented, which I mentioned in other videos, that in Denmark, they are far more likely to mention metalwork goods from the 6th century are British. And that they've either captured them in plunder, or they're part of trade, or they're part of gifts, or whatever. It's only in British universities, or universities and museums, that nothing's ever British. So we've got other examples. Where this one is particularly unique, it's so exciting, is that the text on it is quite clear. It's very clear, right? It's in good quality. I'm not sure it's got a loop on the top. It's not a coin, because it's got some sort of way of fixing it. It might be. Maybe that's to do with coins. You can keep your wealth on a like I've got this. Where's it gone? Oh, go! I usually have my little talisman thing around my neck. Yeah, it's there. I can feel it. It's there. I can't find the string. But you know what I mean? A little piece of leather or something would go through that, and you can keep it around your neck. Would be a good idea. But it doesn't look like a coin to me. But it has got some writing on it. Very important writing. Okay. And this is. Yes, dowsing rods. Yes, they are dowsing rods. Well done, everyone. Arthur's bones. Is that what we call dowsing rods? I like that. Yeah, so this is really exciting. So Philip, who's on my list, because he's been working with Wilson & Blackett for, I think, in at least 30, 40 years. And he's really taken some risks and stuck his neck out on occasions. Russell, you might want to put Russell on your list of nominations as well. He did a lot of work and trying to push things through really hard when he was mayor of, was it Llanelli or Cowbridge? One or the other. Right, so Danish metal detectorist discovers Iron Age hoard that contains objects with runic writing and medallions with the image of Emperor Constantine. Constantine, remember, was British. There is a hit piece on him that he was the son of an innkeeper's daughter and he's from Eastern Europe and Hungary and all that, or he's Spanish. All that is explained in here. And I'm going to be going through it. That was going to be one of the ones, a little triad or trilogy of videos I was going to do on that one. Yeah, let me know if you like this idea, by the way. So like 3 on Bards, and then 3 with Luke, 3 on Constantine, maybe. You know, he's the son of Helen, the Empress Helen, not the tavern keep his daughter and all that nonsense. Anyway, keep to the point, Ross. Get to the point. The hoard dates back to the mid-6th century, suggesting an Iron Age society occupied the area before the Vikings arrived. It's not Vikings, it's pre-Vikings. And some of the pieces had embossed symbols that museum archaeologists didn't recognise. Aha. Seems to be some honesty in Denmark. Something rotten in the state of Wales. To misquote Shakespeare. A string for pulling it back out of the collection box after apparently making your donation. Do you remember that? That was like on Top Cat. Remember the Top Cat? Leader of the gang. And he used to get a coin on a string, and the guy on the door of the hotel, remember the opening captions? He put his hand out and he'd throw him a tip, and then he'd put it back. Yeah, I like it. Nice one, Andrew, yes. Oh, which reminds me as well, funny answers for last week's caption contest with Lawrence. I meant to put it up. The one where he's looking over the map saying there's a stone here. Anyway, stone here, so was very funny. Right, get on with it, Ross. So here's another view of the back of it. So I think there's centimetres. Oh yeah, for those of you working in centimetres, I'm going to do some mental arithmetic. That's 300 centimetres. So every 10 centimetres is 80 years. So it's still the same size, roughly Roman. Right, so experts from the local museum think an Iron Age chieftain collected the pieces by trading with other nations, including Britain. Well, who knows how he got them? Maybe, again, something in the King Arthur conspiracy book, maybe some British people actually went all the way to Denmark. It sounds impossible. Yet loads of people are supposed to come from Denmark to Britain. That's easy. But maybe it's the tides or something. No one can go the other way, which the British records claim they did. They also claim that the journeys went all the way up to Greenland and across to Nova Scotia. And that when the body, or Arthur's dead body, or wherever it was sailed back from America to Britain, it was from Nova Scotia. Now, last week, there was another archaeological find. If someone could send me the link, please, because I've lost track of it, that there was findings in Nova Scotia very early showing it could be Viking, Scottish, or Irish. And I was a bit miffed, because there's no mention of being British or Welsh. That's a slightly different story, okay? Yeah, Top Cat was originally called Boss Cat in the UK. Yeah, it's weird they changed that. So anyway, so exports from the local museum think an Iron Age chieftain collected the pieces. He could have traded for them, he could have bought them, could have looted them, whatever, who cares, right? The fact is they are saying they're British. They're British. From the 6th century, there's a museum saying it. This is huge. There's some more of the collection. A 2015 Danish study found evidence that an ash cloud, an ash cloud from what they believe to be a large volcanic eruption, Philip says, couldn't be a comet, could it? Eh? Somewhere in Iceland, circa 536 to 562 AD. We're bang on the dates for the comet. This is the dates. It's the right time. It's the devastation. Everything's correct. It's British. It's the right period. This is huge news, and it gets better, right? It gets better, right? Watch this. A volcanic eruption. Where was this volcano then, and why is it only affected this small piece of Britain and Scandinavia? You got option A, the comet went whistling over Scandinavia, down through Britain, clipping Ireland, and then bashes up South America and ends up in Australia. Or you got option B, where volcano happens here, all the intervening countries get completely skipped and not harmed, and it lands here and just hits this bit right over in the west. You know, you take your pick, right? So anyway, it also talks here in 568 that cooled the Scandinavian climate, causing crop failures and resulting in widespread famine. This is Arthur's Exodus. This is the period when he is said to go out to look for other places. This is where you get the questing knights from. This is the Arthurian mythology. They were the legend because they had to migrate to Brittany to take sanctuary from the wastelands, the fumes, the disease, the starvation, the polluted water. They lived there. And the questing knights went across to check if the land had recovered yet. What's referred to by Mallory and people like that as the wastelands was Britain. And as you see in this book, it's all in here as well. Much better than I've seen it in the other books. All about how this caused them to go to America. And they found these new lands. There's poetry in there. There's examples going all the way back to the 15th century. There's one which is supposed to be a forgery or a fake or some stupid nonsense, not acceptable. Lack of evidence, that's it, lack of evidence. There's an entry written in the time of Edward IV about America, describing the journeys. Edward IV died in 1485. We all know Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Never actually got to America, by the way, but there you go. So this all matches. So that's right around the time the hoard was buried. Archaeologists have also found other gold hoards in the nearby area that date to the time just after the eruption, or the comet, as we would say. Don't forget, where's most of the gold come from? It comes from Wales and there's some in Ireland. That's the biggest sources of gold. This is where it comes from. Together, and this museum is saying it's British. Everything is matching, all right? And it gets better. Together, this suggests Denmark's occupants during the late Iron Age could have buried gold as a means of appeasing their gods. Who knows why they buried it, right? They might have been a war. It could be a million reasons. I'm not really interested in that. What I'm interested in is we got very clever and talented Mr. John Griffiths, who's working and doing a lot of research in how you can actually read Coelbren, and he can read it. He can read this. It translates. I've zoomed in there. You can see on the top of this medallion, wherever it is. So here's John's email, or it's on Facebook. Look, whatever they say about Facebook, I know it can be a terrible place and all that. The progress made by the Britain's Hidden History group on Facebook is phenomenal. Things like this happen. Phil puts up the pictures. We talk about it. John sees the Coelbren. There's a chat. David's over in Denmark. He gives his input. Everyone comes in. And this is research in action. It's like a study group. So I don't want to be representing Mr. Musk or wherever, but honestly, the Facebook for this kind of thing is great. Keep your personal details out of it. I'm going to do anything like that. Don't show people what you had for breakfast or dinner. You know, and if you had a big night, definitely don't show them how your breakfast anyway, let's not even go there. But for this kind of group, bring this together, we have a lot owing to it. Like Monica's group she used to have, all right? Or still has, sorry. The Arthurian, King Arthur 1 and Arthur 2. This is what holds it together. This is how we can contact each other. So please get involved, all right? Alan was effing spot on. They need to listen to him. Yes, they do. What a beautiful pendant coin. Yeah, Alan Wilson, Baron Blackett, showing all this. Only a comment with Victrify. Yeah, we got the Vitrified stuff. We got so much evidence. So I'm going to get this book out as fast as possible. And it's going to be easier, quicker than I thought. And I've got helpers. If you've got a copy of King Arthur Conspiracy and you can help, please send me a message. Even if you don't, the problem I have, I mentioned before, is this, the PDF, when I convert it to Word so I can reformat it and everything, some of the words break up and stuff like that, and C's become E's, C's become E's, and so a lot of it you can do even without it. If you do a chapter each, this can be done in no time. A bit of help with the indexing. This could be out or go into printers in a few weeks, as quick as that. On my own, it's going to take a couple of months. Anyway, right, let's go on to what this means. What's this talking about here? Okay, so first draft, and you can follow the letters. Can you see? Oh, I've got to make the cursor bigger, and I can't do it. I know people have complained they can't see it. I'm trying. It's a little bit bigger on this computer, thank goodness. You've got N. Now what we have to do is match up then. This is where you need the cipher. Llewellyn Sean, 1520s. So you can see that's like this an E, that's an L. The shapes of the letters are the same, but once you know the cipher, it's not. They always translate the same way. Okay. So anyway, working through all this, we've got here Nunny, and you'll see the workings in a second. Edling and Ddyfyn Mike for Croesoi. Croesoi, there's a great big Welsh word right in the middle there, which translates to we, a royal offspring, a generation to defend, to fight, welcome me. So this could be actually, everyone goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on ad nauseum about Germanic tribes coming over to land in Britain. How about this goes the other way, and it's a British who would have landed in Denmark, or maybe they're related people. You got the Cimbri of Denmark, you got the Cymry of Wales. Cimbri and Cymry, according to the records, it's all part of the same migration. They're kindred people. Who knows why they're going back and forth to speak to each other. Yeah? Now, the other thing I'd like anybody to do, I don't know if John's looked at this so much, he's more into the Coelbren writing, but through reading Wilson and Blackett, and this is one of the reasons why this has to get out so quickly, because what I was saying is, I don't know what happened to the 3,000 copies, hardly anyone's got one. In here, you will see things like, there's one example, it's called The Indian Face, and it's a beard, and he just looks like a beard, but the genius of Alan Wilson and Blackett, when you look closely, the strokes of the beard are actually words, and you can read it. So they're very clever, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's lots of hidden messages in here. For example, this hair looks suspiciously like, it might not be anything, all right? Well, this could be reading more these shapes. Turn things the other way up and down as well. I've seen some coins, I've seen analysis, they've tried to make them look like whatever it is. Turn it up the other way. Oh, actually, that looks like more like this. This is very important. Yeah, thank you, Love in the Mist. Yes. Perhaps comets occur within our atmosphere. There's always a very shallow trajectory. There's a lot more on comets. And I'm going to do a trilogy on comets, a triad of videos. Like the Tunguska one, 1908, where, you know, lit up the whole of Europe for like 7 days and 7 nights. People playing tennis in the middle of the night. There's plenty of evidence to show the comet. And don't forget, when the so-called forger, Iolo and all that, writing the Merovingian archaeology and all these kind of things, they were accused of making up these ridiculous stories. How can you have daylight in the night and all this stuff about comets? Then, bam, 1908, up in the north, up in Siberia, this comet hits, and almost exactly as they described in the old records written 100 years before, and forged it and faked it and made it up, described what happened 100 years later. And at one point, 1993, there was a big international conference looking at the possibilities of other asteroids, or what they usually refer to them as, comets. They used another term. And they had a toric object. It was a threat to the whole devastation of Earth. And people might remember that. It was a big thing on the news for a while. And then you had the... all right, trivia quiz. I think I know who it was. There was a film, or movie if you're American, or a film if you're Irish, is a massive asteroid was coming to destroy the planet Earth, and they had to come up with a way to go up there and divert it or blow it up or something, and it had a name. for the film and a main actor. All that sprung from this Comet Talk and the 1993 Toric thing. Right, David Mosley. Danes and Norges, I think it's Norwegians, fighting for Arthur at Baden, according to Renobwi, the Black Book of Carnarvon. Yes. Look for the chat with David about Battle of Baden. Who else is there? I think Lego was there, and John Pitcher. I need to speak to you, John. I'm sorry, I've been neglecting you, I should say. They had allies from these places at the Battle of Baden. And if you listen to Lawrence Main's version of the Battle of Camlan, which is different to Wilson and Blackett's, but if you look at his version, you will see there he talks about Saxon allies and stuff. Maybe that was Danes, Norwegians, all part. So I just had a thought then. It's that it would not be at all beyond possibility when we have this thing about, be very careful how I say his name, Knut, having his empire from Norway, including Britain. He wouldn't be the first time in history he's been turned upside down, and that empire was actually a British empire that went the other way. They had a bigger population, they had better resources, better metalworking skills. If anyone was invading anyone, you'd think it'd be invading the sparsely populated Norway rather than this tiny population coming and taking out mighty 10 million plus strong Britain. Just throwing it out there. I can't, well, no more to base on than the other theory has, really, is it? You find a Vendel helmet, you find most of them in Britain, you find one in Norway, so obviously Norwegian or Sweden, sorry. Right, John Griffiths continues, with thanks to Philip Pearson, Avery Brown for posting first draft NNEL, which translates to, we, a royal offspring, a generation defend to fight welcome me. So I've repeated that, haven't I? The same slide. Okay, this is very exciting stuff. Thought I was going crazy. We all think that, mate. It makes me think of Catch-22, isn't it? If you put in a request to say I'm too crazy to go on more bombing missions, well, obviously, only a rational person want to get out of it, therefore you can't be crazy. So there we go. That's the Catch-22. So this is how John works things out. It's fantastic. And I cheekily sometimes say we're working on a book together about Coelbren. No, John's doing the book. I'm coming from a different angle, and I might add something to the book. And with Bob Morgan, who's got about 10 projects going on. No, that's not fair on Bob. He's got 50 projects going on. Loads of updates. Bob's been around West Wales, updates and other things. We're going to look at how Yolo is treated, how Coelbren has become a myth when it works and all that. And meanwhile, John is doing the hard practical stuff, and you can see here his workings. Writes out the symbols, then use the show possible variants, because they do vary slightly, but as you can see from his drawings, and John's an artist, so he's very good at making these things correct. You can then look at what they mean, and you can read them, all right? It's not totally straightforward, but there again is, with practice, it gets easier. Even I'm starting to see them, and I haven't done much work on this yet. And as my dad always used to say to me, when I used to moan about my French homework, French can't be that difficult. There are 4-year-olds walking around in Paris speaking it. It's a bit like that with this. If you're used to it, and it's all you know, it will become straightforward after a while. As cameroglyphics, reading Egyptian hieroglyphs, just read them now. Don't even think too much about it. Oh, excuse me, that was a bit rude. Another possibility I like is Nani Edling Grofi Mai Vykroisui, which translates to, we, a royal offspring, to mark with the sign of the cross, and so to bless oneself to fight, welcome me. I think it's awesome, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? It might sound slightly archaic. Well, it is archaic. We're not 1,000 years old. And it shows to me as well that the Welsh language hasn't changed that much, actually. It has in the last 100, 200 years. But the fundamentals and the main words are the same. I'm Canadian and still learning British and Welsh geography. Quite right. Yes, Chris Martin. I've learned a lot about Canada, so why don't we, isn't it? We all learn about Romans and Egyptians and Greeks. Why don't we learn about British? It's bizarre, isn't it? Right, so in the light of the given blessing, this might have felt like an apt offering in the circumstances that surrounds the piece. Yeah, there you go, it's a close-up of that. So you can come back, pause it and have a look, and you can work through it yourself, see where the words come from and all that. I think it's brilliant. This, to me, I mean, he's put Philip's name on the top corner. Look at that, that's good. There's Philip Avery Brown, he's up there. I have to say, right, it's... If this story or breakthrough had come up any time in the last 6 weeks, I'd have been very tempted to save it for Christmas, but it didn't. This has all happened over the last couple of days. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. There's the cross for Croeso, you see. Oh, yeah. See, this is the same as with... I haven't really looked at this in detail. It's all just happening now. So, I mean, you know as much as I do now, unless your name's John Griffith. This cross here, look, is the old... same as they do in hieroglyphs. Because if I'm sure you all know this, people watching this channel, but the word for welcome is Croeso. How do you draw welcome? You can spell it out as letters, but it's easy because in Welsh, cross is croeso. Just put a cross, and then E. This is. I tell you what, I need to get into this, Coelbren, as soon as I can. But I do have books to get out and other things and music to write and all sorts of stuff. So we need help, all right? Glad you're enjoying the show. Thank you, Keith. Keith McLaren there, informative. Yeah, it's a cracker tonight, isn't it? And I just come to the end here, so thank you for the amazing support in 2021. It has been great. I am so chuffed to bits. I thought it'd take us 10 years to get anywhere near this size, and people are brilliant. All I do every week, as I hope I make clear when I show on here, is I report what other people do and find. I do my little bit, but it's like, we get back to our ruler here. Apart from the reporting and videos I make, there's my little bit there. This is people like John, Philip, Mandy McCourt sends me mountains research on a regular basis, John Brimelow, Johnny Nigma, David. All these people are doing work and sending it in. And I just kind of put together to communicate it. Thank you for the Patreons. You can become a Patreon supporter. I'm not getting the begging bowl out, but we do need some money to help us do this. It's become full-time, and it ain't pay full-time, all right? So please help a bit if you can. Just a couple of £1 a month. And if you become a member, if you look below the video and click on the join button, and I think it's only $1.99 a month starting value. And that's the way I like it. As I always say, I like to see Dong, that's my witching hour, rather than a few people doing a lot or paying a lot. Lots of us pay a little. There's about 800-900 people watch this every week now, and if everyone put in $1.99, that'd be quite a lot of money. And I wouldn't be pocketing it, I tell you. That would be getting books out and videos out and everything, all right? But it would help a bit. Not asking for much. And thank you for being a viewer. That's the main thing. And spreading the word and telling other people is brilliant. Right, so just quick, let's finish off with a bit of fun. I'm calling on all musicians. No one's going to be watching this in the other room. Dreadful, isn't it? Can't be a preacher in your own land, they say. Wonder if someone should be watching. Yes, for those who guess, these are dowsing rods. And the more I look at these amazing things, the more amazing they are, and the more they're just amazing, really. I did a live demonstration here now. I can't really tell what that is. All right. Just put it above my cup. Show me coffee. Nothing happens. Show me tea. Look at that. It crosses over. It's like with a cup of tea. The more we're doing this, the more bizarre it is. See, I asked for coffee, it says no. I asked for tea and it crosses. How do these know that's a tea and not a coffee? So you can imagine the boys have had this. The boys have had these out. And one of the fun things you can do is... what happened?
What? You're on pause. Look on the iPad, you paused it.
Oh, I paused the iPad. Oh, we're still running. Oh, my goodness, I had a real panic then. Yeah. So what's even more fun with these is, if you haven't seen them before, there's a collar on there, you see? So these spin around. So I can do what I like with my hand. I can't move them. And you could try tilting and that, but I mean, they go, you can't aim them, all right? You just can't do it. They spin how they want to spin. And one of the really amazing things is to do it with one, actually, because you can point towards things. What can I say? Oh, yeah, here we are. And it's like, oh, yeah, show me Arnie. Look at that. Does that freak you out? Show me Arnie. And it's now pointing directly at Arnie.
And then show me the iPad.
Hang on a second. You can just do with anything, can't you? It's just got crazy. Show me the wall telephone. There it goes. And there's a telephone on the wall over there where it's pointing. I mean, look, directly at it. It's not just for water, right? And it's not a conjuring party trick or anything. this, give it a try. So the boys, of course, they've been. I see stuff on YouTube and stuff where people really venerate it and almost worship it and all that kind of stuff. And I admit there's powers I don't understand, but I like to do things with a smile. And I think God's powers, whatever, my energy making this happen, it can be joyous. And the boys have been having a load of fun with them. Show me the idiot in the room, things like that. So I'm trying to tone that down, show a little bit of respect to it, but it is remarkable. It is just bonkers. Like you saw me then, is it coffee? No. Is it tea? And it crosses. It's I'll just give you a little bit chat before we finish about my history with these things. The first time was Steve in our group. I hope you're doing well. He's been through a tough time as well. A lot of people are through a tough time at the moment. So it's good we all stick together and we make good friends. I make great friends who are doing this. In fact, almost all my friends are made through doing this now. It's nothing against the other people. I'm very happy to catch up with old friends. It's great. I spoke to someone from Derbyshire I hadn't spoken to for at least a decade, who was very nice to me as a boy. So hello to David, if you're watching this, and Graham, wonderful. But as you go through life, you tend to hang out with different people and friendships. You make new friendships, important. Keep doing that. I think my own parents, when they retired and had a quiet life and everything, and gradually their old friends from work and that, they were teachers, drifted away, and their social circle got smaller and smaller. You've got to keep making new friends, all right? Don't get isolated. And what better place to make friends than the Britain's Hidden History group, I would say, because people who've got inquiring minds are open to ideas, and you've got things to talk about. Talk about discoveries. Make one little niche area yours, like John Griffiths, right? He's really, really interested in the Coelbren, and he's focusing on that, and he's drilling down. So you've got someone like, you got me there, so dipping along the top, just dipping my toe in, and then we need people to dig right into these different areas and specialise. And then I'll do all the help you want, right? You want to make a book, I'll help you. Help pay for the print, whatever. I'll do editing, the lot, or someone else in the group will. It doesn't have to come through me. Find some other people, get a little group together. Comments are great, a lot of chats going on. I'm not even involved in it, okay? But that's how it should be. It's not a wheel with me in the middle of it, or Alan Wilson and Blackett in the middle even. It's lots of groups doing their own digging in, and sharing it. We've got to share things. And this is my wish for next year. My wish is, it's just so sincerely felt. If you've got information, the temptation, if you find something, or you've got knowledge, to do this and hold on. And then, for whatever reasons, right? I don't know why. It's nice to be the only person who knows or something. And I had a few people who've shared things with me but don't tell anyone. And I'm in this horrible situation. I don't want to speak to people anymore if they don't want to share it. Because it puts me in a difficult position, for one. And for two, we have to share it. We have to. A lot of stuff I just put out there completely free. I've given ideas of books I would have written and all that. I know I'm never going to write them, so do it. We have to get the information out there because it's going to be lost otherwise. And with the sites that are particularly pressing at the moment, like all the stuff about the star map on St. Kenneth Common and all that kind of stuff, bring it out. If you've got information like Llewellyn Bren and his mates are mapping the stones, they're going to destroy that site anyway. It's going to be no one soon. It's going to be a factory. So you have to share it, right? Anyway, I feel on a jolly note because everyone is doing this and it's great. And we've got lots of good fun. So there we are. Intention. The rods don't know you told them. Yeah, I did. Somehow magically I can go tea, coffee, and the thing moves. So I told them, yeah. So yeah. But where it gets weird is when you got things that are buried and I don't know where they are. I can't find something, and I say point to my keys and off I go. All right, show me tea. Yeah, there we go. So it crosses over the tea. Let's try again. This is all live. Yeah, show me coffee. Show me coffee. Show me coffee. They don't cross, look. Oh yeah, I was telling you, Steve. First time I went out with Steve, alright? Steve Bond, and he showed me, he's a top bloke, and he was doing this, and I had a go. When I had a go, we were looking for a grave of someone, and with one, and it pointed to it. I almost pulled my arm off, it was so strong. I didn't touch them for a year and a half. Freaked me out. Freaked my brain out. Still freaks me out. And if it freaks you out, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Forget about it. Give it a year or whatever. And I don't know how it works, and neither does anyone else. And anyone can have a theory, but There you go. One up or two. Yeah, thanks, Johnny. Oh, thank you. We love you, Ross. That's lovely. Thank you, Patricia. Yes, and you Patricia's been a great helper, actually. Yes, you're going on my list of nominations. Patricia's done so much work doing the indexes on the books. She doesn't ask for any credit or mention. I'm going to embarrass you now, Patricia, and mention you and credit you, because I couldn't have done the other books without you. In fact, you did more than I did, as you know. Although I do the covers and artwork, but as far as indexes and words and the real hard stuff, I need help. All right, Patricia's one of the amazing helpers. Right, of course, Anne Marshall. And get yourself on the list for next year, all right? I'm going to do my top 10, and then next year it's going to be a new top 10, and we're going to be looking for new contributors. All right, okay. Right, what we're going to have is a song, Arnie. What have you got in mind in his New England Patriots hat, courtesy of William? Do you want to come around here a bit? Where are you going to go? Where can we see you?
I'll go here.
Can we see you?
Yep. Shall I play?
No, you're right, slightly off camera. Hang on, I have to move the camera. We want to see you. So if I move this back, get more of the room in. It's a beautiful room. Trouble is, this massive lag. I can't see anything yet. Hang on, let's see what effect.
Paused it for
I might be showing the. Am I still? Am I miles behind? No, I don't think so. Ah, here we go. Look at that. Lovely, isn't it? Hang on. I can't reach now, and I can't change the camera shot. So we'll start saying goodbye to everyone. Thank you again. The level of support. People come every. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let us know when you head up this way. We'll. Oh, sorry, talk to each other. Die on everyone. The weekly tradition. Yes, thank you, Mayhem. Yes. 84 episodes. So you were the lot that damaged. Oh, sorry. I think I've jumped into another conversation. Snow. Yeah, have a chat on there. Do the rods know the difference between Roman and British? Who said that? Bobble Weave. Thank you, Bobble Weave. I shall ask, is it British or is it American? With the owl symbol. You've seen the owl on my head. Don't look at that too much. Oh, hang on. It's going so fast, the comments. It was great. Thank you very much. With the owl symbol, you can create any geometric shape. The ancient Druids. Thank you, Anthony Mitchell. Yes, in other words, a lot of contribution this year. Oops, let the cat out of the bag. Yeah, where's all this stuff? All part of the character assassination of Yolo. Where's in the great turnaround? Yes, not my house, alright? It would be, if I could make a place look like this. No, I never managed that. Yes, thanks Ross, thanks all. Ah, some cool stuff now. 777 is the number of God. Okay. Right, I'll tell you, I'll leave the comments on a little bit longer. Can the rods tell the difference between red or white wine?
Oh, that's not...
Have we got any wine left? I think we drank a lot.
You've got empty champagne.
It was this kind of Christmas where I was asleep by... What time was I asleep yesterday on?
From what I've heard...
No, in the afternoon, I mean.
Oh, afternoon.
5 o'clock, I think I made it to.
7?
Did I make it as far as 7?
Oh, it was after dinner.
Yeah, I made it after dinner. Yeah, that's right, yeah. And I slept for an hour or two, didn't I? And I got back up. I rallied for another couple of hours. I'm such a lightweight these days.
Up to like 2:30?
Keep up the books, Ross. Not the singing. You love my out-of-tune singing. Yeah, and I haven't done enough singing lately because I haven't got enough... I like the funniest comments. Right. Blessings to Remarkable Broadstock family. Thank you, William. You've been remarkable as well. And good luck next year to everyone. Oh, sing a song. Come on, you're skiving. We need you to... We're going to have a virtual sing-along, alright? There's not many words to wish you a Merry Christmas. You think I can sing that fast? La 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 la, deck the hills with horn and barley. La 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 la. Can we do it slightly slower now? Just for me. Just come over here, on, so you can see. Oh yeah, hang on. Just to check as well. Just so you know, William, you can see he has got the New England Patriots t-shirt on. He made a mess of it already. That's amazing there. Look. Ah, got you. Yes. Griff, did you see that? Mayhem. I got him on camera. Nailed. All right, let's do one more time then. Deck the halls then. Come on. Oh, can you play silent? I tell you. Right, okay. Walls with bells and holly, la 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 la. I don't know the words. To be jolly, la 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 la. La 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 la. That is the words. It's the season to be jolly. La 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 la. Right, Arnie, can you finish it then? We'll all be drinking soon. Yeah, I had to have a drink during this. And what happened? Just nothing appeared. I thought someone brought me a glass or something.
Okay. Well, what do you want now?
Yeah, thank you, Neil and Claire. This room is stunningly beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to request for Silent Night, please, Arnie. Griff's got you, mate. He's been caught on camera, recorded. Have that. And I'll get you as well, Griff. I will get you. I will be getting Griff. Griff is Arnie's friend. We'll be playing this joke, well, almost their whole lives, really. I think I started doing it to them when they were about 4. And they haven't got me back yet. I'm still well ahead against you as well, Griff. Thank you for watching the show, everyone. Thank you, Griff. I really am amazed. Everyone comes back week after week after week, and more people joining all the time. So please keep spreading the word. Copy the little thing off the URL and email it to people and say, watch this, it's good fun. You might even learn something. 110 views to 15 less than a minute. Thanks, Charlton. I'll stop singing. Tell people they come back on, alright? See, that's the kind of sledging I like. Proper sledging. Alright. It's a season to be jolly. Yes, we are all jolly. You should put the Anon mask on. Oh, yeah. Someone saw that there. Yeah, I was going to have my V mug as well. I forgot. We can sing it in German. I'm still out of tune. Oh, it's not my words. It's my singing in tune is the problem. Right, well, thank you very much, everyone. And I don't know if it's going to work on this computer. I don't think you program the numbers in, and I can't reach the camera. Thank you, Arnie B. So I say goodnight now. We've gone well over 9:45. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So until next time, North Star. Thank you very much. I love you all. I love you. I mean this. This is more than just a history project. It's a wonderful friendship and sharing and supporting each other in these difficult times. And we can't comment about anything, but I think analytical thinkers know what I'm on about as well. We need to look after each other. All right. So I think it's the last show, 2021. I might put a couple of 7-minute ones up, and the next show will be the New Year special, and I need some help because I would like to do a review of the year, and if people want to send me stuff to remind me, because I can't remember, that'd be great. So until next time, Hevuch.
Tom's messaged me about Christmas.
Where's the... Oh, it's built-in camera. Sometimes camera. Oh. Right, going on the beach.
What?
So. Oh, the thing with. Thank you.
Could be brought in.
You are breaking the curry.
Don't have a charger.
Yeah, I just realised that, thank you. Right, what did I say? Gary, I didn't say anything embarrassing, did I? God for that, yeah, I know. I've learned to be quiet. I know.